When Insomniac Games released Marvel's Spider-Man back in 2018, they changed superhero games forever. But for all of the awesome action and powerful story elements that game had, not everything they created made it to the final product. So, if you've ever wondered about what didn't make it into the final version of the game, find out in Marvel's Spider-Man Cut Content. Game Facts Special: Sliding System. It's no secret that Insomniac nailed the web swinging in Marvel's Spider-Man. It's fast, fluid, and realistic enough to actually make you feel like Spider-Man, while still being mechanically simple enough for just about anybody to enjoy. Part of that system are the flashy animations that play when Spidey encounters obstacles, such as signs sticking out of the sides of buildings, or things like AC units on rooftops. The athletic hero handles all of these without breaking a sweat or missing a beat. Hey, they don't call him Peter Parkour for nothing. Ba-da-ps. An unused portion of that system was found deep in the code of Spider-Man Remastered's PC release: a sliding system. As demonstrated by YouTuber Tiffsomniac, it's actually possible to partially restore the mechanic into the game, though it's not nearly as smooth or fluid as the finished parkour system. Spidey kinda just slides on the floor, even over bumps and short obstacles. According to a code snippet, the sliding system would have kicked in when the game detected an appropriate obstacle in front of you, something with enough space to slide under. Similar to that system, there's also an incomplete animation and code references to a wall sliding system that would have seen Spidey sliding down the sides of buildings. Seeing how it's so much easier and faster to just dive off of buildings, it's not likely that this system would have seen much use anyways. Cut villains. Marvel's Spider-Man was already jam-packed with villains from throughout the hero's history, including a few silly cameos. But there is actually a handful of villains that were planned, and some that were even partially created, but never completed or implemented. The Hood. Created by Brian K. Vaughan and Kyle Holtz, the Hood, aka Parker Robbins, is a petty criminal turned mystical criminal mastermind. He even took a shot at Doctor Strange at one point in an attempt to become the Sorcerer Supreme. In a screenshot that was uncovered from early in the game's development, you can see a figure that looks an awful lot like the Hood on a rooftop across from Spider-Man, who's hanging on to the side of the building on the left side of the image. The Feast Center can be seen in the background, so this is definitely a location that exists in the final product. The scene this image was taken from, and the Hood himself, obviously never made it to the finished game, but his appearance here is still notable. Especially since one of his most prominent roles in association with Spider-Man was in Dark Reign, a storyline that also included the primary villain of Marvel's Spider-Man, Mr. Negative. Crime Master. Also in the files of Spider-Man Remastered exists a complete 3D model of a villain known as Crime Master. Created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko for The Amazing Spider-Man number 26, Crime Master is a professional gangster with ties to Green Goblin. As you can see in this clip, the Crime Master model is pretty well detailed, so the developers must have been seriously considering his inclusion at some point. But given Insomniac's dedication to remaining faithful to Spider-Man lore while also making it their own, maybe they're waiting to introduce Green Goblin before breaking Crime Master out of dev jail. Big Man. The final cut villain hidden in the game's code is Big Man, better known as Frederick Foswell. Also created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, Big Man was the head crime lord in New York and the leader of the Enforcers for a time. Far from a big man in his daily life, Foswell wore a mask, an oversized coat, and platform boots to make himself more imposing when he had to appear as his criminal alter ego. Curiously, there is no model of Big Man anywhere in the files of the game. There are only references to him, and those utilize the model for Crime Master. This is interesting, because Big Man actually plays a role in The Amazing Spider-Man number 26, the very same issue that introduced Crime Master. Could Big Man show up in a future game alongside Crime Master? We'll just have to wait and see. The Web Line. The influence that the Batman Arkham games had on Insomniac's version of Spider-Man is pretty obvious, and one particular gadget that was cut would have made that inspiration even clearer. YouTuber Unclewell has this video that demonstrates a mod created by a talented group of glitch hunters, which showcases the deleted Webline gadget. Like the Arkham series line launcher, the web line fires a stable line of web between 2 points that can then be used for support or traversal. Instead of comparing it to the line launcher, you could think of the web line as a way of recreating the scene in The Amazing Spider-Man where Peter uses hundreds of lines of web to track down Lizard in the sewer. The short video shows other ways to use the gadget, including connecting 2 enemies during combat. It even works in boss fights and persists through QTEs. Unused Suits. With 40 unique suits available in Marvel Spider-Man by the time Insomniac moved on to their next game, you'd think that everything made it off the cutting room floor before the end. However, a quick glance at the portfolio of art director and visual designer Hawam Mora will tell you that that's not exactly the case, and what was possibly left out is very interesting. It's clear that the game's UI design changed quite a bit from what Hawam shows, but the suit selection screen has a few choice visual tidbits. Up top, you have the game's standard advanced suit, nothing strange there. However, just below that, we can see an image of what looks like a black version of the advanced suit. Could this have been an early version of the symbiote suit we'll see in Spider-Man 2? Or was this just perhaps a more stealthy advanced suit? We might never know, especially since the symbiote suit in Spider-Man 2 looks far more organic in nature. Moving on from that mystery, we can also see an image of Miles' spider suit as an option. It would have been weird to have a Miles suit as an option for Peter, especially since Miles is in the game already before he gets his powers, so it's a good thing they saved this one. It's also worth noting that the suit here looks quite different from the suit that showed up in Spider-Man Miles Morales, so this suit might never see the light of day. Spider Cop. The final unused suit would have been the payoff to a running joke throughout Marvel's Spider-Man.
Chief never did understand Spider Cop. Thought he was a loose cannon.
Already regretting this.
That's right, the gag between Spidey and Officer Yuri was intended to culminate in this suit, which sees Peter donning a police jacket, belt, hat, and cap. Oh, and you can't forget those killer shades. Topping off the design is a white mustache that has somehow managed to fight its way through Spider-Man's mask. It looks an awful lot like Stan Lee's mustache, but we can't confirm that's what it's supposed to be. It's not clear why this suit never made it into the game, but it could have had something to do with seeing a cop beat the living snot out of people. Cut co-op mode. When Spider-Man Remastered's PC port was released, there was nothing stopping fans from data mining every little piece of information they could. Part of that rampant data mining was the shocking reveal of a possible multiplayer mode that was cut from the final game. Twitter user DNIWeTamp tweeted some very interesting findings in 2022. There are references in the code to multiplayer models, such as MP Spider-Man Miles Morales .model, and statements like, if set and in co-op, character 2 will see this text. It seems like the cut co-op mode would have played with some recognizable phrases for Spider-Man fans, with the winner of one of those matches getting a message that says either Miles or Peter is, quote, the superior Spider-Man. Miles didn't get his powers till the end of the game, so this mode would have seemed a little out of place. Could we be getting this in Spider-Man 2, and Insomniac has somehow managed to hide it from us all the way up to release? Maybe not. But there's no harm in hoping. Did we miss something? Or do you maybe know about something we should cover in another video? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Check out our videos on making Marvel Spider-Man and making Ultimate Spider-Man. Join the channel for exclusive members-only episodes of GameFAQs Special. Thanks for watching. This has been a GameFAQs Special.